Two arithmetic sequences A and B both begin with 30. Sequence A has common difference 9 and sequence B has common difference 4. What is the difference between the 51st term of A and the 51st term of B? Now, I'm going to look at these two sequences separately and calculate them before I subtract one from the other and get my final answer. Okay, so first sequence A. Okay, we start from 30. Both sequences start on 30. And because sequence A has a common difference of 9, the sequence would look something like this. Okay, now, like I talked about before, you can't just say, okay, the 51st term of sequence A will take 51 steps to get to that 51st term, because, like I said, that will be like counting 30 as a step, but you already have 30, right? You don't need to use a step to get to 30. So remember that you only need 50 steps to get to the 51st term of the sequence. Just like to get to the first step, you only need to take 2 steps, right? You don't need to say, okay, 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps. That's not right. Okay, so we take 50 steps. Each of those steps is worth 9. And of course, we still have the extra 30, which is what we start with. So we take this much length until like 50 times 9. That's how much like we walk. If you're just walking from 30 all the way to the 51st term, you would walk 50 times 9, which is 450 units. And then you start from 30, meaning you add on the 450, which makes 480. And we can do basically the same with sequence B. Sequence B also starts from 30, and we have a common difference of 4. So we have 34, 38, on and on and on. Okay, now similarly, we use 50 steps to get to the 51st term. Each of those steps is worth 4 this time. And then, of course, we still have the extra 30 we start with. So that, we would have 230 for our 51st term. And subtract those, you get 250. Now, you also could have noticed that you didn't need to add 30 here because like, if you think about this, we both start at the same number. So all I really care about is all this other stuff, all the other different stuff that count in this 480 and 230. But the 30, when you subtract these two numbers, it's kind of like, just forget about the 480 and the 230, kind of like subtracting this number from this number. And the plus 30s, they just cancel out, so you don't need to add the 30s. But remember, not every 2 sequences you pick, like the problem might tell you that sequence A begins with 30 and sequence B begins with 45, right? So you gotta be careful with it. So I still want you to do it this way, but on test day, you're probably gonna have a time limit, so not adding the 30s will save you a little bit of time. But when you're just like doing problems for fun and you just kind of sharpen your skills, I want you to do it this way. But if you add 30 or not, you still get 250, and that's what I really care about.